Chapter 9 of the Manless Worlds by Murray Leinster. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Chapter 9 Homecoming. Considerable time later, Kim Rindell eased the Starshine down through the light of the two Terranovan moons to the matted lawn outside his homestead in the second galaxy. A figure started up from the terrace and hurried down to greet him as he opened the exit port and helped Donna to the ground. "Who's this?" asked Kim, blinking in the darkness after the lighted interior of the Starshine. "Who?" "It's me, Kim Rindell," said the colony organizer for Terra Nova. He sounded unhappy and full of forebodings. "We've been doing all we can to take care of the crowds who came through the matter transmitter, but it was a difficult task. Now the crowd of new colonists has dropped to a bare trickle. Every one has a different story. I was told, though, that you were coming back in the Starshine and could advise me. I need your advice, Kim Rindell. The situation may be terrible." Kim led the way to the terrace of his house. "I wouldn't say it will be terrible," he said cheerfully enough. "It's good to get back home. Donna, I want to look inside," said Donna firmly. She went within to satisfy the instinct of every woman who's been away from home to examine all her dwelling jealously on her return. Kim stretched himself out in a chair. The stars, unnamed, unexplored, and infinitely promising of all the second galaxy twinkled overhead. Terra Nova's two moons floated serenely across the sky, and the strange soft scents of the night came to his nostrils. Kim sniffed luxuriously. "Ah, this is good," he said zestfully. "Well, what's happened?" demanded the colony organizer anxiously. "In 3 weeks, we had 400,000 new arrivals through the transmitter. Most of them were children and boys. Then the flood stopped. Like that. What are we to do about them? Did you get fuel for your ship? I understand the danger from Sanab is over, but we find it hard to get information from Ades. Everyone there is busy," said Kim comfortably. "You see, we smashed the Empire without killing more than a very few men. On Sanab 2, where the Empire was started, we chased the men out of the cities and put them at the mercy of the women. So many men had emigrated to the planets whose men had been killed off that there was a big disproportion even on Sanab. And the women were not pleased. They'd been badly treated too. We didn't approve of the men, though. We gave them their choice of emigrating to a brand new world with only such women as chose to go with them or of being wiped out. They chose to emigrate. So half the technical men on Ades have been very busy supervising their emigration." "Not to here?" asked the colony organizer in alarm. "We can't feed ourselves yet." "No, not to here," said Kim dryly. "They went back to a place we scouted accidentally in the Starshine. They're not likely to come back. I left them at a receiver there, and when they've all gone through it, all the men from 20 planets with what women want to go with them will smash that receiver and they'll be on their own. They're quite a long way off. 300 billion light years, more or less. They're not likely to come in contact with our descendants for several million years yet. By that time, they'll either be civilized or else." The colony organizer asked questions in a worried tone. Kim answered them. "But 21 planets with no men on them," said the organizer. "Those women will want to come here." Kim grinned. "Not quite all. There were 10 men on Ades for every woman. A lot of them will settle on the 20 planets where the proportion is reversed. A surprising lot will want to move on to the second galaxy, though. But we'll be ready for them," said Kim. "We've spaceships enough for exploration now. The mayor of Stidham wants a planet for each of his 4 sons to colonize. They picked up wives on Kiev 5 and want to get away from the old chap and indulge in a little domesticity. And there'll be plenty of others," he added. "We've some big warcraft to bring over, too, in case there's any dangerous animals or entities here." "What?" said the colony organizer again. "We're sending ships through the first galaxy, too," said Kim, "to do a little missionary work. After all, 21 planets without men. So the Starshine sister ships will drop down secretly on one planet after another to start whisperings that a man who's sent to Ades is a pretty lucky man. If he has courage and brains, he's better off than living as a human sheep under kings or technarchs. We'll clap the disciplinary circuit on him if he thinks for himself. There'll be more criminals and rebels than usual from now on. The flow of men who are not quite sheep will increase. With 300 million planets to draw from, and the way whispers pass from world to world, The adventurous spirits will start getting themselves sent to Ades. There'll be planets for them to move to, and women to marry, and 11 of hardy souls to teach them that being a free man is pretty good fun. We won't make an empire of those 21 planets, just a refuge for every man with a backbone in all the galaxy. The colony organizer looked worried. But there are Terra Nova and the second galaxy waiting to be explored and colonized. Maybe they'll be satisfied to stay there. Kim laughed. When he ceased to laugh, he chuckled. I'm here. I've got a wife. Do you suppose that any woman will want her husband to stay on one of those 21 planets for years to come, where women outnumber men, where, well, a man with a roving eye sees plenty of women about for his eyes to rove to? The colony organizer still worried nevertheless until Donna came out from the inside of the house. She had assured herself that everything was intact and her mind was at rest. She brought refreshments for Kim and their guest. She settled down close beside Kim. I was just saying, said Kim, that I thought there would still be plenty of people coming from Ades and the 21 planets to Terra Nova and to settle on the new worlds as they're opened up. Of course, said Donna. I wouldn't live there. Any normal woman, when she has a husband, will want to move where he'll be safe. And she might have been referring to the Holocaust on those planets caused by the death beams of the dead Sanabian Empire, but even the colony organizer did not think it so. End of Chapter 9. End of the Manless Worlds by Murray Leinster.